right, so today I made creamy smothered chicken and already smoked turkey necks, but now what we're working on is our fillings for our tomato pie. That is ricotta, egg, a little smidge of buttercream. We are also going to be using some basil, some oregano, and this is fresh oregano, and we're going to layer the top with mint. And then we have our fresh cut vegetables, because I don't like anything that's just plain. So our tomato pie is also going to have tomatoes and green zucchini in it. So I'll be back in a bit, but I am going to show y'all first. Oh, the first thing I did was I made my own dough, and I let it get just a little brown, but not too brown. Honey, can you get me a big wooden spoon so it's clean? And so the first thing I want to do, I do everything unique. Y'all know this. Y'all know how I do. I want to put some sprigs of fresh oregano in the bottom of this pie, because I want to make sure everybody gets a bite of that when they're eating it. Everybody does things different. There's no wrong or right way to do things. Really don't matter when you put this in, but I think on the bottom layer, we're really going to get a nice infusion of the flavors. There's a piece of thyme in there. I'm not sure why that's there. All right. So spread that out all nice like so. I'm also going to give a little bit of the basil on the bottom too. I like fresh basil, and I thought I had some. Come to find out, I do not have any here. So put this back in the kitchen for me, please. So we're going to begin to spoon in things now. And you want to be careful. The cast iron pan is still hot because I just took it out of the oven. So, all right, so my phone flipped and messed us up. I'll have to edit that out. Let me move this a little more so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. So this is a cast iron pan that I'm doing this in. And I am recently having to change my diet because of a health issue I'm finding out that I'm dealing with. But I'm going to eat some of this today. I really shouldn't be, but we're going to eat some today. And we're going to hope for the best tomorrow. I don't think it'll be too bad, though. Because I am cooking the cheese, so I think this will be just fine. So to make this quick, you're just spreading your ricotta mixture in, making sure the mixture is pretty even. And then we're getting to the fun stuff here, which is a layer of our tomatoes. Get those in there. Still don't like the view y'all are getting. Let me see if I can improve this at all. But I don't want my crust to break. So move that very gently. Alright. Hopefully now y'all get a better view of what I'm doing, the process here. So you just laying your tomatoes in. We're going to salt them a little too once we get them in here. I think I cut enough, but if I didn't, I got a crap ton of tomatoes, and I can cut some more if I need another, you know, go round. But you put them in pretty like this. This is a really pretty dish. Kind of a show-stopping dish if you want to impress someone, but it's also a pretty easy dish, and you don't have to make your dough. You can buy store-bought crust. I made mine. All right, and then on this layer, we're also going to include some squash. And I know now that I definitely am going to have way more mushrooms than I need. Because this pan is not as deep as my mind envisioned it to be. And that's fine. Because I can put the rest of this in the fridge and have it for a salad tomorrow. Or for the next few days while I'm trying to clean my system. And that's fine. That works for me, actually. It can also always become part of a breakfast dish. So never care if you cut too much vegetable. Just keep it in a bag or a container. Put it in your fridge. All is well that ends well. So real quick, because you need to get some salt in here at this point. If I can remember where my salt is. One moment. So we are definitely gonna get some salt on here, in here. That's important. And I also like a little lemon pepper instead of regular pepper. Doing it real gently because I want to make sure I don't over season it and put too much in here. So like that. All right. And now we're gonna do another layer of our ricotta. If you start getting low on ricotta the second go round, that's fine. Just spread it out as best you can because you got a really good layer of it on the bottom. So it won't be too big of a problem. And mozzarella is going to go on the top of this too. So don't be overly concerned about things like that. Some people put their mozzarella layer on top of their tomatoes. And some put more tomatoes on top of the mozzarella. I'm leaning towards the latter because I want the really pretty color of the tomatoes to show. So it just depends on what I feel here when we get to that part. So at this point, you're putting another layer of tomatoes. And then we're going to skip to mushrooms instead of more of the zucchini. All right? Because we want to make sure we get some mushrooms in here. Get those tomatoes going. And I'm making this early enough so that it can cool off because as you know from lasagna or even from a fruit pie, it's better if you let it cool and sit before you cut it to serve it to people. So I wanted to make this early enough that it'll be cool enough that it'll cut into pretty slices later tonight. All right? So you just get all your veggies in there like so. I wasn't on video today, y'all, but I said, you know what? Let me at least show them a few steps of just how to at least make this part of it. So I pulled it together enough to do this. And I hope y'all enjoy my little video moment here. All right, try to fill it in with as many tomatoes as you can because it is a tomato pie. Nothing else is supposed to be the star. The tomatoes are the star. And actually what I may do at the end, when I serve it, I think it's when I'm going to do it. I'm going to slice a few still cold tomatoes and put them on top of each slice. And I think that is going to be delicious that way. All right, and I'm going to forget the mushrooms. This is what happens when I talk a lot and forget my focus. So, just put those on, trying to get handfuls of them. Like so. Still grabbing tomatoes too. I don't even mean to be doing that, but it's happening. You want to get a good dose of this going like so. Both of these meals are going to be so good today. I might have to eat a little bit of both. Let's see. The rice for the chicken's going to go with rice for everyone else, but me, I'm going to have to eat it on some lettuce or with some cauliflower or something, and that's fine. I'll still get the taste of it. That's all that matters. All right. There's a little bit more mushroom left here, like so. Fill your bag back up. You're going to do some more salt on this layer of veggies because otherwise the tomatoes and the mushrooms will not taste like anything and no one wants that. Alright, so you can actually also do, if you want, a little granulated garlic on top, like so. And then, like I said, you definitely want to do a little more salt, not too much. If you see a tomato that got too much, shake it off. All right, like so. And then we're going to come back to our aromatics, like our fresh oregano. We're going to lay some of that there. I know y'all like, woo, this is going to be good. It is. You ain't lying. So some of that. And then your oven should already be preheating at 4 something. I had just taken this out, but yeah, it should be, you know. And then I don't have basil, but something that's very similar to basil is mint. And I thought I had more than this. I don't know how much good this is going to do. I just threw away some fresh mint that my neighbor grows across the street like earlier this week, because I left it too long and it turned black. And honestly, you could probably still eat it like that, but it was just going to look horrible on anything that I cooked, so I went ahead and got rid of it. Alright, so this would be our fresh parsley. Tear off some of that too, get it in there. The more fresh stuff you can put, the better the taste is going to be. And it's also, save some, of course, for garnishing it when you're done. I'm going to add some of that when it's done also. But for now, the only thing left to do is to add some whole milk mozzarella to the top of it. Be as generous or as light as you like with that, but just get it on there, or not. Some people don't put anything on top of their pie, but to me, this is going to create a crust instead of a bread crust. I'm going to let it cook till it gets kind of brown and kind of chewy. And that pretty much is really all you need to do to make a tomato pie. And so I'm going to get a photo of it, I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'll be back to show it to you when it's done.